Welcome to today's Substack Live session. I always enjoy these sessions because it's an opportunity for me to share some spontaneous thoughts with all of you. And this morning, I want to share, yesterday in the mail, I received this poetry book. The poems in it are written by a dear friend of mine, Kim Bulk, who died about 6 weeks ago now, and her husband published these poems that he found of hers. He published another book of poems about 3 years ago, but it was just beautiful this morning to read through the poems in this book. I got lost in it, I must admit, reading through them and just enjoying the delight of hearing Kim's voice again and the beauty of the things that she loved to talk about and that she loves to share. And I really would recommend it. It's a delightful book of poems. Part of what I appreciate about Kim is her ability to pay attention with childlike wonder to the world around her. She often uses nature as a way to focus on the details of our world and to help her explore her inner world as well. I've learned a lot from her. When I wrote my book, The Gift of Wonder, she was one of the people who most inspired me and helped me to get onto the right track as far as that book was concerned. But the other thing I read this morning that really I've been thinking about a lot since I read it was an article called How to Slow Time. Now, we all know that we can't really slow down time. But this article talks about the fact that our perception of time can be slowed down. I'm going to talk more about this in my meditation on Monday, obviously. But it so kind of resonated with me in terms of the kind of things that Kim talks about in her poetry that I thought I'd just give you a very brief synopsis of what the article says. Basically, it says that when something unfamiliar or unexpected happens, our brain perks up. It devotes more attention and forms richer memories which make those moments feel longer. Now, kids, of course, are constantly looking at things that are unfamiliar. They are constantly looking at things that are unexpected. They are constantly kind of focusing in on what it is that is new to them, which is everything, of course. And so and time tends to go slowly for kids as a result of that. But as we grow older, things become familiar. We don't focus in on them in the same way that we do when they're kids. And so it's like we get distracted. Routine, it's humdrum. And as a result of that, time tends to go faster. And so what this article says basically is that in order to expand our perception of time, we must reclaim novelty. In other words, we need to look at the world with childlike eyes again and see the novelty of everything around us. I think this is some of what I gain from my awe and wonder walks. And I was thinking as I reflected on this morning, that part of what I am aware of is that when I'm doing my awe and wonder walks on a regular basis, is that time does seem longer. It doesn't seem to zip by in the same way that it does when I'm distracted, if I'm scrolling through Facebook or Instagram. And I must confess, I do that at times, but it's something that I'm trying to cut out doing. And so, we need to give attention to the details of life. Second way, he suggests that we focus in on the way we focus so that it seems to expand time is that we interrupt familiar routines. And that might be when we're doing something that's kind of putting us on autopilot, then what we want to do is to interrupt that. And it might just be with a moment or two of silence. It might be with adding an extra detail that we don't usually have or changing it in some way. And those kinds of things make time seem longer. The third thing is creating unexpected moments. And this can be something like my awe and wonder walks, or looking at photos that you haven't looked at for a long time, or just changing the supermarket that you go to can create unexpected moments. Going for a walk in a park you don't normally go to. These are the unexpected moments that really make time seem longer for us. And the last thing is tracking attention and not time. I thought this was a very interesting one. The author suggests that we pay attention to, well, to attention, I suppose you could say, rather than to time. And when we do that, we really find that we do relax in time in a different way, and time seems longer and the day seems more full, it seems richer, it has more memories that actually stick in our brains as well, in a way that just casually going through the day doesn't tend to. So because of that, I thought that I would finish today's um, Substack Live with one of the poems from Kim's book. For those that came in a little bit later, it's called How Moments Pass. And this is a friend of mine who died a few weeks ago, and her husband has put together this beautiful book of her poems. And this particular one really spoke to me this morning, partly because, as you know, I've been thinking a lot about feet on the ground, barefoot, all of those kinds of things. And this seemed to resonate with the same kind of a feeling. Feet on the ground, it's called. Feet on the ground. I breathe in what I need. Breathe out the rest with the eagles. So still. Attentive guardians on the branches. My body is held up by earth through fog, rain, storms, and shine. This is a trail without markers that I now follow. Trust the wind to carry me as I grow wings. Along this waiting way, the weeping cedar looks as if it is sauntering along, a woolly mammoth wizard, playful in the fog. An enchantment of trees and time draws me into a game of hide and seek to take a break from the grey, plodding way. And of course, she wrote that in the last couple of years of her life when she was really struggling with ill health as a result of having had a heart transplant 5.5 years ago, and the complications that resulted from that. But isn't that a beautiful poem that kind of brings into the everyday some lovely images of unexpected, unfamiliar things that can impress us if we allow our creativity and our imagination to have free rein in the way that children do. And as a result of that, we will find that time seems to slow down and we appreciate it a much more in the way that we used to when we were children. So I hope that you'll take some time today to go out and pay attention to things that you don't normally pay attention to. I hope that you will go out and that you will kind of immerse yourself in something that is unusual, unexpected, unfamiliar, or just something that you give an unfamiliar cast to in the way that Kim does in this beautiful poem. Thank you for being with me today, and I hope that you have enjoyed this Substack Live. I'd love some feedback from you on these sessions and what it is that you enjoy about them as I give them each Saturday morning. Thank you.